As you can see, these trail cameras are a real thing for studying animal movements, especially for hunting and scouting. Whatever's in your backyard, public land, hunting reserve, it don't matter. They take some nice pictures if you set them up right. They take nice pictures, nice videos. If y'all stick around, I'll show you a few tips on them. Now they make all kinds of cameras, all different brands. So many people make different cameras. They're anywhere from $50 all the way up to hundreds of dollars. So, and you can even get cameras that you don't even have to do, just change batteries in. They're Wi-Fi. You can link them up to your cell phone. You'd have to pay a monthly service though, mostly to do it. And they can get kind of expensive, but they are nice. And what I'm going to show you here is just some old cheap. They work just fine, take good pictures and videos. This is an old Bushnell. Here's an old Tasco. This Tasco don't cost $30 to $40, according to where you buy it. Now here's the dreaded question. Where do you place them? Now, this is for people just starting out. There's a lot of people here that just old hands at this. They've hunted all their life. They know right where they want to check them, where they want to set them. But if you're new to this, I'm just going to show you a few tricks how you could know where to set them up. Well, you want to walk around the area that you've got permission to hunt in, either be public land, a game reserve, or private farm. And keep in mind, when you check these places, you want to look just for trails and where game is run, especially around water holes. You can see here where they've been wiring it out, where they come in, where they leave. Good place to set a camera. And as you walk in these trails, you want to find, according to what time of year it is, you see these buck rubs right here, how fresh they are, how the sap's coming out of them. You'll know how fresh they are. Here's one that's real fresh. You want to find stuff like this along your area you're hunting, so you could kind of check and see how big a buck's coming through there. And you want to check for where the deer's bedding down at, around the edge of these thickets, coming and going. Good place to put a camera. And you want to check a lot of deer droppings too, where they travel. That's a dead giveaway where they've been moving through. And around these crops where they feed at, cornfields, hay fields, just grass fields, just anywhere they be traveling and where they're eating, around the edges around these thickets, that's where they'll be traveling, coming and going. And you want to check for sign. Check for deer sign. That's a dead giveaway where they're traveling. And sometimes you run into some tracks you don't expect, like here's a big old black bear tracks. Sometimes you run into that, but you'll know what's traveling with these cameras if you catch a picture of them. Now, the placement of these cameras set up is you can set them on the pole method like this with a rod, which I like to use because they're easy to change in and out. But a lot of places won't let you do stuff to a tree, so you'll have to use a strap on them. But here, you can buy these pole mounts, but I just make one. And the easy way to make one is just real cost effective, is buy an old ladder hook. It's got red insulation on it. Just peel that off, and you could thread the end of it on this end with a washer and cut your little notches in it where it's easy to tighten up against your camera. And the reason you want to use these old ladder hooks, they've already got these screws in them for screwing into wood. And you just simple what the width of your camera is, where you can turn around, screw it off. But that's a simple, ineffective way to buy them. You buy them for $1.50. And if you can't use that, you use the strap method. strap it to a tree. Sometimes you have to put a piece of wood against it. Now when you mount these things, you want the camera always pointing down. If you don't, you'll just get the head or the top of something. You want to point them down. And you, according to your manual, read it, about 4 foot off the ground is where you want to place these things, not up 5 or 6 foot. About 4 foot off the ground, pointed at a downward angle. So you hear how they're mounted. Now keep in mind, if you're on public land, you gotta hide these things pretty good, because if you don't, people else will be walking by them and see them and they'll steal them. I've had that happen to people, but not to me. And you barely can see them, recognize them, unless you just happen to walk right up on one. And about once a week or every couple of weeks, according on your schedule, I'll walk the cameras and pull the cards. I even put these things down around the barn or the garage, and you catch some weird stuff going on you didn't know was happening. Here's somebody, farmer, got their donkeys got out. Guys, you can see these blend in pretty good. Now these things at night got infrared in them where they could see at night, but I have been in the woods at night with these on, and they do put off a real dim glow red. Now these things catch some pretty funny and interesting pictures. Just some of these animals are so beautiful. You just catch what's moving around if you put them in the right place. Ain't that a monster right there? Guys, these takes good pictures. Here's a picture from a couple of years ago. Nice pictures, nice mountain deer right there. And guys, if you really like this, please subscribe to the channel. It's Donnie Laws East Tennessee Outdoors. I do all kinds of hunting, fishing, outdoor stuff, metal detecting, home projects, all kinds of stuff. Check me out. I want to thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you next time.